Good evening, everyone. Good evening. I am so excited. This evening, I have an amazing guest once again as we celebrate Women's History Month. Every day, well, most of the days in the month of March, we're going to be highlighting a woman-owned business. Many of them are affiliated with the Praying CEO, which is the ministry side of the nonprofit Beauty 180. The Praying CEO women have said that they will put God first at the helm of their businesses. And so, as a result of that, they get together, they network, they pray, they support one another, they collaborate, and they build. And so, every day, starting yesterday, March 1st, because Women's History Month is a month that we definitely want to take the time to pause and highlight some of the history that we are currently making. Do you guys know that there are so many women who are trailblazers, innovators, who are making history today? So while we celebrate and highlight and love on and appreciate all of those in the past who have laid the foundation for us, we also celebrate those who are making their mark today. And so this evening, I am excited to introduce to you. She's kind of a praying CEO member by proxy. And I'll explain that in just a second. I do want to shout out that this is in order that the ladies can get more exposure as members of the Praying CEO. I have also shared this to my podcast, the Collaboration Culture podcast. And then for anybody who's interested in building a business, working with women in business, you can follow us on the Praying CEO. But I want to introduce our guest for the evening. All right. And so this evening, I have Kayla Mercer. Kayla, created by KJ, is a Raleigh native with a Bachelor of Arts in Media Studies from UNCG. She found her calling in visual storytelling early on and launched Created by KJ in 2019, right before COVID. Specializing in photography, videography, and graphic design, she quickly built a diverse clientele base from across the RDU and Triad area. With internship experience at Hard Press Studios in Greensboro and a background in content creation, Kayla now thrives as a self-employed social media manager for churches, nonprofits like Black Minds Matter, and emerging brands and like the Praying CEO and Beauty 180. And so I'm going to bring Kayla on and introduce to you our social media manager who just joined the team in February.
Hi,
Welcome, Kayla.
everyone. Hi. I'm excited to be on. I'm excited for you guys to learn more about what I do and what I could do for you if you would like to
Yes.
use me.
Yes, and on that note, how about you share what you can do? You were telling me a little bit about your background. I've heard it before, but if you wouldn't mind sharing a little bit more again, I read a little bit
Mhm.
in your bio, but what's the journey? And I see someone is on, and so I want to highlight Christina Mercer, who sounds like family, who is
Yes, my
clapping for
sister.
you. Yes, and anybody who is here, please feel free to share out the broadcast so more people can meet this beautiful and talented entrepreneur who just started her business not too long ago and probably could use a bit more support because we all can, right?
Yeah.
So go ahead. Back to you, Kayla.
Okay, so I kind of, since the start of high school, I kind of like knew in a little bit knew a little bit what I wanted to do. I started a academy called Digital Media Career Academy. So
Mhm.
I kind of completed that alongside of getting my high school diploma, and they were teaching us graphic design, photography, filmmaking, everything. And I was
Yeah.
kind of trying to figure out my way. And by the time I got to my junior year, I was okay. I picked up a camera. My parents, gifted me an amazing camera that I still use today. That has made me a lot of money.
Which camera
But
was
yeah, that's
that?
a Nikon D3500. If you want one, get
Okay.
you one. Get you one. It's like the
Ah,
beginner's level camera, but everyone can use it. But yeah.
yes.
So once I, got to my junior year, I kind of decided, this is what I want to do. I started applying for colleges. I decided to major in media studies, but on top of that, I was doing photography, like kind of as a hobby with my friends. And then I got to college, And then I
Mhm.
started doing it, more often, kind of as like a way to express myself and just release. But also, I kind of was, starting to see that it was on an up and up, and why not do it? There's not a lot of black women photographers
Mhm.
at that. There's a lot of people doing photography, but there's not a lot of black women, especially young black
Yeah.
women doing it. So
Mhm.
once I started, meeting models around my school and around Greensboro, Charlotte area, and just building up my clientele with that, I started coming back and forth to Raleigh to Greensboro and just building it and meeting people and meet people like you as well. And just kind of, just spreading my wings. It took me a while because I'm shy. I'm surprised I'm doing this. That shows you how much I've grown. Because before Kayla in 2019 wouldn't have done this. So Kayla in 2024 is a growth. So yeah, once I just decided this is what I wanted to do, created by KJ, and I just started doing that full throttle. And then once I got my degree, I kind of started doing social media management. I was like, why not do? I already do photography, videography. Everybody needs my help with everything, media
Mhm.
related. Why not do it as a business? So
Yeah.
then I started working for Fulfilled Promise Tabernacle. It's a local church in Raleigh. It's
Yeah.
like the kind of near downtown Raleigh, and I also work for Grace Bible Fellowship. It's in Cary. And then now I start working for you, the Praying CEOs, and I'm so glad because it's meeting a group of women and meeting you whose focus is just bringing Christian women who want to learn more in their business and grow more and figure out how to keep God in it is
Yeah.
just an amazing thing because being an entrepreneur is already a struggle in itself, and then being a black entrepreneur is a struggle, and then trying to remember how to keep God at the forefront of all that is
Mhm.
it's a lot. It's a lot.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I started my business right before COVID happened, and I was only 19. So I didn't really know anything. No one around me really knows how to run photography
Mhm.
business or video anything. So I kind of just learned everything on my own and just built from there. And so
Yeah.
now I'm fully self-employed. And I love it. I love it. I wouldn't trade it for anything. And I'm very
Awesome.
grateful that God has brought me this far. So
Yeah.
yeah, that's a
I
bit about
love it.
me.
Awesome. I am loving your excitement, and not many people say that about entrepreneurship, but it is such a fun space. And you're right about the fact that we have to keep God first, and that's one of the reasons I created this community, because we can come and support each other and collaborate. And so I want to shine a light on collaboration, because you mentioned Fulfilled Promise Tabernacle, which is where I met you through my sister, who is a member of the Praying CEO, Latanya Bond, Evangelist Latanya Bond. And one of the things that we do here is, if a sister says that this person is somebody to work with, we do a little research, but outside of that, we trust, and we try to use one another's networks in order to build. And so I was really excited when I first met you. I said, "Oh, we need to sit down. We need to talk." And I think it took a little while just because of so many other things that I had going on. But when I say that I want to work with somebody, I mean it. And you can kind of count on that from everybody else. So, what's something, now you're an entrepreneur, now you're growing, now you're building, now you're working with the Praying CEO, and you have other contracts. What's something that you're looking forward to in 2022? I mean, 2024. Mm.
Ooh, I guess just I've grown. I kind of filled my plate up with so much. Now I feel like this year I kind of just want to put my feet on the planet firmly and kind of
Yeah.
establish, build my company to what it will be in the long run when
Hmm.
I'm gone and someone else is doing it. I'm trying to figure out how to start establishing that and how to maybe hire my first employee. I'm praying by the end of this
Yeah.
year I can hire somebody. So yes,
Yeah.
just setting down the roots for like longevity basically is
Hmm.
what I'm focused on this year because I do my dream. I've been telling people my dream is to be like Tyler Perry, have his own, have my own exit on the highway to say it's created by KJ Studios and have
Yeah.
social media here, film over here, marketing over here. I want the whole thing. I want the whole thing. So
Yeah.
this year I'm gonna focus on setting just making sure I have everything set in stone, documents, employees, everything, just having it straight away so I know going forward
Hmm.
everything's good to go. So
Now,
that's
now
kind of
which
my focus for the year.
That's a
Go
good
ahead.
focus to grow and then scale your business so you can hire employees. So, what's the thing that you love the most? So, because you do graphics, you do
Ooh.
photography, you do videography, and you do social media. Is there one that you love more than the others, or all equally?
I mean, okay, photography has always been a hold a special place to me because that's the first thing, that really that's the thing that has drawn me to everything. But
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, social media management has started to kind of pull at my heartstrings because just other watching companies grow and watching brands grow and watching their communities grow
Yeah.
is just it's a nice feeling. It's kind of like satisfying. So on
Yeah.
top of just always having my photography and just being my baby,
Mm-hmm.
social media management has started to kind of like pull at my things a little bit because I love seeing, even though at times it can be stressful, I'm like, oh, I need to throw in the towel, I need to do it. But the times where a project is done and we just did
Mm-hmm.
a campaign or like an event just went really good, those moments really remind me that this is like what I want to do. This is why I love it. This is
Mm-hmm.
why I'm doing it. This is why every time I meet someone else and they want to bring me on, I'm open to it.
Yeah.
If their mission and vision fits mine, because why not? Everybody needs some type of media development, media anything, because that's how the world works right now. Media,
Mm-hmm.
technology, social media, everything. So why not? I
Yeah.
would love to help every brand that wants help if I
Yeah.
could. So yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So I know right now you're more so working by yourself. You're hoping to hire an employee soon. Are you collaborating with any others so that you can maybe share so that the load is not too
I
heavy? Or how
would.
are you managing that?
Whew, okay, then I'm doing majority, if not everything, by
Mm-hmm.
myself. But I would love if I could find another company like mine, a social media manager like me that would want to collaborate. I need some. If anybody's watching, please, please,
Yeah.
I say if you would like to collaborate, because I think that sometimes I feel like me personally, sometimes I fill my plate up too much because I
Mm-hmm.
always wanted to help and I always want to do and I always see the vision how somebody can grow, and then I
Mm-hmm.
forget that you can't burn yourself out. So
Right. Yeah.
I'm always open to
Mm-hmm.
collaborating, but right now it's all me. But I'm open
Yeah.
to collaborating, bringing somebody else to take it off my plate, please, please.
Now, I want to ask you about, being sort of like a trailblazer potentially in your community. Those who, your friends, your peers, people that are watching you. Has anybody said that to you? Like, wow, you inspire me. You encourage me to maybe go into entrepreneurship. And if so, how does that make you feel?
My friends, my sisters, people have said it to me. Like it's shocking for me to hear that because I like to be behind the scenes and
Mm-hmm.
I just do what I do and like I let the people's work my work for people show and I'm always so when people are like you're doing it like you're making me want to do this you make me want to do that I'm like really like it kind of makes me it's a reminder that I need to one remember that I prayed to be in this position at some
Mm-hmm.
point. 19-year-old Kayla prayed to be where I'm at now,
Mm-hmm.
and just that I don't know that just that my work means something. What I'm doing means something. It's not just I'm putting out and it's not nobody seeing it, and outside of my work, people see that I'm passionate about what
Mm-hmm.
I'm doing. It's not just something I'm trying to make money with.
Mm-hmm.
This
Mm-hmm.
is like I've been doing this since I was 14. So it's
Yeah.
like
Wow.
this is something that I kind of I see me doing for the rest of my life. And till
Yeah.
after that, when I leave this earth, I want my company to be something that's still going and
Mm-hmm.
still on the credits of stuff, and still people
Yeah.
are booking. Wanting my marketing agency to do their work. So
Yeah.
it just
Yeah.
reminds me that I'm doing what I need to be doing and that what the journey that I'm on is not for nothing. It's for a reason and I'm an
Mm-hmm.
entrepreneur for a reason because I never imagined myself being an
An
entrepreneur. But I'm
entrepreneur.
here. But I'm here.
Yeah, you here. And
Yeah.
legacy, that's what that makes me think about what you're talking about. You're leaving a legacy, and so even when you're gone, you've left your imprint and your footprint in the sand. So for other people to follow and glean from. So what's something that we can do? I know you said you need collaborative partners, and you of course probably could use maybe a client or two, or are you full at capacity? Just share, how can we support you outside of maybe sending over some referrals, some connections for collaboration?
I'm always open for photography, videography. I'm always open for that. I'm a little maxed out on social media management right now.
Mhm.
But I will say by summer I'll be able to bring some more people on in that room. But
Mhm.
outside of that, always liking, commenting. I feel like that's so cliche to say, but like just sharing, like it really just pressing the share button or even just commenting, be like, "Hey, girl, I like these pictures. You doing it?" Like
Mhm.
really means something to me because I could like sometimes when I'm doing a photo shoot or when I'm doing a whole day of putting out content for people, it's it's a lot. Like it takes a lot
Mhm.
out of you. And so just getting a like or getting a share and being like, check out her stuff is dope.
Mhm.
That like that feels something in me. That keeps me going. So
Yeah.
yeah.
So
Those are the
earlier
things.
earlier we were talking about, the reason for the praying CEO, right? And putting
Mhm.
God first. And you mentioned how important that is. What's your sort of regimen when it comes to that, spending time with God? I know all of us feel like sometimes we could use a little bit more time because we get so busy and all of that. But, what is your regimen? What's something that you must do in order to make sure that are on pace with your time with God?
I always have to like I always check in. I have my little conversations. I have my little I journal as well. So when I'm
Mhm.
writing, I could go for pages of just
Mhm.
spitting out things and just getting it off my chest and off my heart so God can hear it and I just feel like every decision I make in my, journey, I always need to consult with him, whether it's good or bad. I feel like a lot of people, may always want to consult when things are going wrong. You need to consult when things are going right because sometimes you may say yes to something. It may not be something you need to say yes to. So
Mhm.
I always try to like make sure I'm reminding myself that this is not just, especially because now I work for churches, especially because one of the churches I work for is my home church. I always, since it's my ministry, I want to make sure that I'm not having any negative energy on me. I'm not putting putting that into my work because I want
Mm.
everything that I put out for everybody, whether it's Black Lives Matter, whether it's the churches, whether it's the praying CEOs, just everybody make sure that their work is one coming out how it should come out in their voice and how they expect it to come out, but also making sure that my energy behind it is good. Because once
Yeah.
I make sure that happens, I feel like my work does better. I can tell when
Yeah.
I'm not feeling the best about my work, even though other people may not see that and they think it's the best. I know when my work is not the best. So I feel like keeping communicating with God and keeping Him in the day to day decisions or even the big decisions. I feel like that keeps me on a
Yeah.
focused path of how I should feel on a day to day, how I should operate, how I create my work. Because sometimes
Mhm.
I get stuck and I don't know what to do, and that's when I'm like, okay, God, can you help me? I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm getting stuck. So yeah,
Yeah.
things like that.
Yeah. So, one of the things that's such a great answer, first of all. But one of the things I talked to you about when I first met you was like video managing and,
Hmm.
that photography component. Now, I ended up hiring you or having contracting you to do social media, but you mentioned that you really love photography.
Yes.
But let's talk a bit about video manager and videography because I know
Hmm.
a lot of female entrepreneurs or entrepreneurs in general are speaking and facilitating workshops and things like that and need a video manager to sort of shadow them to get content. Is that something that you like doing and are able to have the bandwidth in order to add that to right now?
Yes. So I always hear entrepreneurs say I always forget to take pictures. I get home from my event, I get
Hmm.
home from this, look at my phone, I have no pictures, no videos, nothing. Or even sometimes they have an event and they're not at the moment being active on their social media and posting and creating that FOMO for people.
Yeah.
So I'm always open to tagging along and shadowing and coming to events and helping out and just curating content because even if you don't want me to necessarily edit it for you, I can create it all and record it all so you can have something to work with.
Yeah.
So it's
Yeah.
needed. Everybody needs it. So yeah, I'm
Yeah.
open to that.
Yeah. So I know you're maxed out on social media. You still have room for photography and some videography, and a little bit of design work is included in sort of all of that. I'm so excited to spotlight you, and I want to give you an opportunity, if you would like, somebody in your life, a woman in your life who means a lot to you that has helped you to get to where you are. Is there somebody that you would like to spotlight this
Ooh,
evening?
Well, I would have to say my mother, of course. I mean, she over, especially when I was in college, we got closer when it as far as just communicating and having more of a closer bond. So I feel like when I'm having times of I'm losing it and I have my plate is full and I'm overwhelmed. She always is like, you need to take time to do this. You need to take time to
Hmm.
do that. And even though she didn't, she's not an entrepreneur like me per se, but she always knows that that's something that is dear to me. So she always tries to remind me to take care of myself and remember that I don't need to stretch myself out thin to, please everybody. So
Yeah.
she always makes me she grounds me is what I'm trying to say. And
Yes.
throughout my throughout my work journey. She grounds me. So
There's
yes.
nothing like a
Definitely
mother.
thank you to my mom. She's probably
Awesome.
watching. So
Nothing
yes.
like mama. Any closing thoughts before we wrap up? Any closing thoughts?
Just thank you, thank you for wanting to highlight me, spotlight me. Is so appreciated. I meeting you. I feel like one Miss Tanya opening the doors for me meeting all of y'all, the people that I've met since we've done those networking events. But you wanting to bring me on and seeing that I have something to bring to the table means a lot. So thank
Absolutely.
you.
Absolutely. You're welcome. And
Thank
I'm looking
you.
forward to, growing together. I don't make decisions lightly. And so I'm so glad that I did add you to the family. And I'm looking forward to what is produced from it. You've already begun to do an amazing job. And I do hope that many women will reach out to you and you will get some videography, some photography, in whatever capacity of jobs that you can handle, but don't just make sure it doesn't
Right.
mess up because I
Right.
need you. Okay,
Right.
all
No,
right.
I got you. I got you.
Like don't. Okay, but thank you so much. I am so glad. Now let me one more time share Kayla's information if you're looking for videography, a video manager, social. Well, you can reach out to her for social media. She may put you on a wait list, right? And then also graphic, a little bit of graphics, and so
Web
and
design, whatever.
web design. Yeah, so just reach out to her for all things media, digital media, content creation, those sort of things, and get a consultation. It can't hurt to get a consultation and figure out where she is in the process of her life to be able to fit you in, and then maybe, like I said, you can use her services. I've been pleased, and I wanted to spotlight our social media manager, and she's so much more than that, y'all. She is so much more than that. I'm about to have I'm like, Kayla, let's talk about this, let's talk about that. Y'all know I will stretch somebody. So as long as she's smiling and willing to say yes, her heart is beautiful, and I love working
Thank you.
with her. And so to close out, Tilda said, "Wonderful job, Kayla. I'm so
Oh, thank
proud of you."
you.
That's your mom.
Yes.
Awesome. Hey, mama. Awesome. So you guys get her information scrolling across the screen. We are going to close out. This was another Women's History Month spotlight. We got 29 more days to go, 29 more days to go, and we are rolling. I'm so excited to highlight women for Women's History Month. You all have an amazing rest of your evening, and we'll see you back here soon with another woman who is dynamic, doing some powerful things that we will recognize and spotlight. Night, night.
This has been a Coffee and Collaborations Media production.